Even at 3-0, your team never took the foot off the gas today. They looked absolutely shattered at the end. That must please you as much as anything else.
Yeah, it does. I mean, personally, I felt it was as good a performance as when we beat Liverpool 7-2. Our work without the ball was probably the most pleasing aspect of it. I expect the likes of Trezeguet, Ollie, Watkins, Ross Barkley, Jack Grealish to create things, but the work from the whole 11 players who without the ball to restrict, it's a good Arsenal team that was extremely pleasing.
Ross Barkley seems to have added a different dimension to your team, and it looks that partnership that he's built already with Jack Grealish looks unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously a marquee signing for us to bring in on loan. He's been around a club that are perennial winners, and he wanted to get game time and try and get in the Euro squad. And his performances at the moment will certainly be nudging Gareth and showing that he's hungry for business at the moment and playing extremely well.
And just finally for me, and Ollie Watkins as well, obviously he'll get the headlines for his 2 goals. He seems to come up with his best since he signed for you against the big teams. Are you pleasantly surprised at how well he's adapted to the Premier League?
Yeah, I mean, when I'm paying the sort of money that I was paying for him, I didn't need to have doubts about that, and I certainly didn't. And he hasn't surprised me, that's for sure. I've said many times and spoke very well of him. He's just a wonderful lad to have around. His attitude, his application, and his want to get better. I mean, at times I thought he was a little bit loose up to feet in the first half, but his willingness to run in behind and work back when he makes a mistake is brilliant, and it's infectious as well.
Thanks, Dean.
Thank you.
Guys, we'll just work our way through the people that get our hand raised now. So
basis for you.
Yeah, as I said, it's up there with the Liverpool one early in the season, if not better, because we just looked so composed, but so played with such intensity with and without the ball today. I thought we were a threat whenever we went forward, and worked extremely hard to restrict them to playing round us rather than through us, and it was a really, really top performance.
How's the dressing room after? Everyone buzzing, or you keeping grounded?
Yeah, no, obviously, really excited about the win and pleased after the last two performances and results. But we had no doubts that we had to be at our best tonight, and there's a lot of players now going off on international duty, and we wish them well.
Just a couple of what's up with Bjorn Engels, and what are your plans next week? Any behind closed doors games happening for the lads who aren't playing?
Bjorn and Fred have both got slight knocks. Bjorn's is a thigh and Fred's is a side, so they missed out on the game today. But we'll have a few days off, then we'll get them back in, and then we might play a game the week after for just a training game and get some minutes.
Cheers, then.
Cheers.
Oh, Dean, hello. I just wondered whether I could just ask you a little bit more about Ollie Watkins. Has he surprised you in any way? Just how quickly he's taken to this level, or were you always confident that he'd hit the ground running? Because, what a performance again tonight.
Yeah, no, I'll be honest, I was always confident that he would hit the ground running. I mean, the kid's a young lad, but he's played 250 games. It's easy to forget that. He was a regular at Exeter when he broke through early, and a regular for 3 or 4 years at Brentford as well. And, when you've been playing that amount of games, and understand the game. He's certainly came, and working with better players helps him, that's for sure.
Yeah, the front end of the pitch, does that give you the opportunity to compete against any team in the Premier League?
I feel it does. As I said, Trezeguet, Ross Barkley, Jack Grealish, Ollie Watkins, they're a threat against anybody in this league. And if you can be as hard-working and solid and organised as we was tonight, then you've got chances of getting great wins like we got tonight.
Dean, thanks a lot.
Cheers, thank you.
Hi, Dean. Can I just quickly ask you again another question about the partnership between Jack Grealish and Ross Barkley? They were fantastic tonight, and they've already produced a number of fantastic performances in tandem for you this season. Are they emerging as the leaders of your team?
No, I think there's a general leadership group of starting in there. I can hear Ollie Watkins talking and organising during the game, and that's a good sign certainly for me. Good players or top players, they can play with each other very quickly. They don't need a lot of time to work each other out, and I think you found that already with obviously Jack and Ross, both extremely technically gifted footballers. But the other side of it, as I keep saying, is the work rate as well.
Thank you.
Hi, Dean. There's obviously plenty of plaudits for Ollie, Jack and Ross and those guys tonight, but you're now just one clean sheet away from the total you managed the whole of last season. Just what's changed across that defence for you this year?
It changed. After when we started Project Restart, we'd worked on some things that we needed to during lockdown, and we came back a stronger team. I think we've got a really good defensive shift now from the whole team. We lose the ball, and if we can't win it in the first 5 or 6 seconds, we get behind the ball very quickly and make it hard for teams to play through us. And I know we've conceded 7 in the last 2 games, and it's very easy to look at the goals against Column and the score lines rather than the actual fact that Southampton scored 3 goals from 25 yards, 2 of them free kicks and another set piece, and that very rarely happens in one game in a whole season, let alone one game. So I had no doubts that defensively we were still strong, and I was pleased that the players went out and proved that today.
Dean, it's Matt Law here at the Telegraph. I just wondered, a week or so ago, I saw some quotes from Ian Wright, who said that Villa at the moment are like the team with the coolest trainers and wearing the coolest trousers, and that the team he'd most like to play against. I just wondered whether you can feel that around the sort of city and the fan base, that there's this new excitement around Villa at the moment.
He obviously wasn't looking at my dress sense. It must have been some of the other lads. But yeah, I mean, listen, it's a really nice thing for anybody to say, somebody like Ian Wright to say about us, and it just shows that we're heading in the right direction. We weren't satisfied with finishing 17th, as I've said many times last season, and we needed to go and improve. And that first season is tough, but we've added some real top quality players to the team that, for me, makes us. It stretches our game a little bit more with the legs that we've got in the team now and the athleticism, and makes us a stronger team.
Matt, on you go, please. Last question from Matt, please. Matt Meyer.
Turn your mute off, Matt.
Matt, you'll need to unmute yourself, my friend.
Yeah, sorry. You said this was perhaps a better performance than Liverpool. Is that partially because obviously it's come after a couple of setbacks and you've perhaps passed a bit of a test of character as well?
Yeah, I mean, when you lose 2 on the spin in this league, it's very, it can lead to a few more very quickly if you don't put a stop to it, because such is the quality of this league. So the fact that, we've conceded 7 in the last 2 games, and, this is a tough place to come. I don't care what anybody says, they're a good footballing team. They've scored the most goals from open play, starting with the goalkeeper. So, if you're going to go on high pressing, that has to be really good. And I thought we set the tone with, if you remember, in the first minute from the throw-in, it took them about 30 seconds to get the ball on the pitch because our lads were so intense with the press, and we win the ball back and score a disallowed goal, which was a little bit harsh, I think, on John McGinn.
And just finally, I was going to ask about Bertrand Traore, because I know he obviously missed his game through injury. Is he going away with Burkina Faso, or is he staying?
He won't be going away straight away. He was very close to making this game. He didn't quite make it, but he's got to tick a few boxes with the medical department before he gets the green light to go and join Burkina.
Thanks, Dave.
Cheers. Thanks, guys.